Hello and welcome to the Madison podcast, episode number I have no idea, but today we have a very special guest, Mr. Joshua Kellerman of the Tayeb Group. You already know me, I'm not going to introduce myself, but Josh, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me.
We've been meaning to do this for quite a while, and we've had John on, I think, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And he did very well. We had he had a lot of really great things to say. So there's no pressure, but you got to follow him up. He's, Mr. Motivational Speaker.
Yeah, I know.
But welcome, man. Welcome.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I see your work. You guys are killing it over here.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. And of course, we always enjoy working with you. That's why we are, the dream team supreme. I just made that up. Okay, man. So tell our audience, because we have a mixture of people that really watch this, from people looking to get into the mortgage business, to realtors, to home inspectors, even attorneys. Tell everyone what you do, like kind of how you got into the business, all that jazz. The beginning of Joshua Kellerman in real estate, if you will.
Of course, man. So it's going on 2.5 years. So I'm about to hit 2.5 years.
Mazel tov.
Yes, man. Thank you. Thank you. Still here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when I never thought I was going to get into real estate. My whole life, it was, working 9 to 5, salary job, make your money, put it in the bank, save. That's how I grew up. And, I did a little bit of college, got my associate's degree. Didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was trying out different things, doing a little construction, working in a medical office, working in restaurants. So that was the most recent. Working at a restaurant was the most recent before real estate. And
what did you do in the restaurant?
Waiter.
Yeah, it was one of my jobs before mortgages. Honestly, I think it's more stressful than the mortgage business. It is tough.
Yeah, it's nonstop. People are attacking you for things. Yeah. One day, just thought to myself, I hate what I'm doing. It's not for me. And one of my friends gave me a book to read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, that's a common one.
Yeah, man. So
it's a great one.
Yeah, it's great. I actually listened to it on Audible on the way to my shitty job. You know what I mean? So I finished it in about 5 days. And, in the book, talked a lot about, real estate investing, trying out new things, maybe go to a seminar, you'll never know, what you like. There's free seminars everywhere. And, listen to the whole book. And one day, just looked online, free real estate investing a free real estate investing seminar near me. Found one, which happened to be John.
Nice.
We still do the seminars and stuff.
Wait, we're doing one today, by the way.
I know, at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, he's like, yo, hurry up back. He's like, hurry up back. So for 2 hours, said free food. Why not? Who doesn't love free food?
That's how we get the realtors. We know that trick.
Free food. So I went in there and, rest was history. Fell in love with him, came up to him after, told him, hey, what do I got to do? He's like, all right, start off, get your real estate license. I did that. Second I got my real estate license, I was in it for a month. A month after, COVID hit.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you said 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So what was going through your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been freaking out if I was brand new to the business.
Exactly. So I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm like, all right, 1 month in, I started seeing somewhat progress, and then boom, that hit. And what was really good was that John, shout out to John Tayeb. It's my mentor. He's a beast, man. Every day we were still doing trainings twice a day. I was still waking up early. We were on Zoom doing trainings all day long, keeping up with everything. And, once COVID finished, I was ready to rock out of the gates.
So when was that? I mean, did you wait till like the summer of 2020? Because that's when everything kind of opened. I think not the summer, but like August or September, things started to open up. Because you can cold call, you couldn't show, you literally couldn't do anything. So you basically spent half of 2020 training with John multiple times a day.
Exactly.
And like working on other things, I imagine, in this way right out the gate you smashed.
Exactly.
But so how did you ramp that back up?
So yeah, we were doing the trainings, right, twice a day. I was also the lead, like the clients that I had in my database, I stayed following up with them, just making sure that, if they need something, if they're going through something. So, just really caring about the client. And that also kind of switched my mindset, you know, from the sale to actually, you know, caring about the client, the, you know, connection. And I think it was mid-June or July, we had our first, we started off with virtual open house. So we didn't even have clients coming to the open house. I would go there myself and we would do it virtually. So I would show the house virtually. You know, we did it through Facebook, I think, right? And
adapt.
You just gotta adapt, man.
Yeah, I found that because of COVID, a lot of people jumped on more to online like video marketing, and we'll get into that stuff in a bit. But, you know, did you find that it really helped, or were people even willing to make offers viewing things virtually, or did they want to like see it in person at the end of the day?
Yeah, at the end of the day, people still wanted to see it in person. They wanted it's a different feeling, you know, than seeing it online, because you can't really tell, you know, how big a room is, you know, you want to feel the home.
Yeah, and we all know, you know, the doctored images of listings that are, you know, the ultra wide lens and it's 3 square feet. Yeah.
Oh man, people with the iPhones, blurry pictures and stuff. People still do it. You know, you got to do professional photos, man. You know?
It's basic, but you see all the time. You know, like multi-million-dollar listings too. It's like iPhone, and I know the quality of the iPhones are good these days, but damn, you know, have some respect for your seller. What's wrong with people?
Exactly, and they don't even clean up. You know, I've seen listings where people leave Windex on the floor, you know, papers everywhere.
Nice.
Clients are in the pictures, and I'm just like, come on, man.
As long as they're flashing a nipple or something, it's fine.
I've seen some funny stuff, man.
Yeah. We'll stay away from that. Something I did want to ask you, Josh, without obviously revealing your secrets or, you know, any of your proprietary information.
Yes.
As a new agent, this is what most people struggle with. I feel that new agents in the business is generating business. Like, how did you go about that?
Okay, so generating the business. So let me see. The big one is your COI, right? So that's your sphere. That's people that know you, love you, care for you, right? So you would, you know, you go get a haircut, you go to the grocery store, you go to the gym, right? All that these people are your COI. So that's a very big one, right? Showing it off.
And just interacting with them, saying, hey, by the way, I'm in real estate. Like, are you taking like a more direct approach, saying, you know, are you pushing them to buy or sell or rent, or is it just general, like, hey, by the way, if you know anyone, here's my card type thing?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really push anybody, right? I don't push anybody. Yeah, stop. You gotta buy.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't do that. You know, I just more of the approach of, you know, do you know what's going on in the market? You know, what's your interest in your home, or just trying to figure out everybody's problem. You know, somebody might not be looking to buy, like sell or buy in the near future, but you know, just finding out everybody's, you know, what everybody's looking for. That's a big one, the COI. Second thing is, you know, open houses. Open houses are huge. So, you know, only one person is going to buy the house, right? So you're going to have 20 people, 30 people come to your open house. They're going to
buy something.
They're going to buy something if they're coming to your open house, right? So that's another thing. What else?
Well, Josh, how would you recommend an agent or even a lender stands out at an open house, right? Because let's say you've got a client hopping around throughout the day. You know, they're scheduled to see 4 open houses that day. Obviously, they're coming across 4 sets of realtors and lenders. Like, how do you, again, without revealing the special sauce, how do you like stand out to them and, you know, basically say that you're the expert, you're the best one to work with, at least for them?
Yeah. So, you know, throughout the open house, right? I don't just let everybody in at one time. I'm not just like, hey, everybody come in, walk. If you have any questions, let me know, right? I don't do that. So what I do is, you know, 1 by 1 or 2 at a time, they walk around the house. I'm going to walk with them, you know, ask them certain questions. You know, are you from the neighborhood? You know, what are some of the reasons you're looking to buy? How long have you been looking? You know, do you know what's going on in the market, right? And just get a better feel, you know, connecting on the one-on-one level with the buyer.
Yeah, so you're not trying to sell them, you're just trying to get to know their wants and their needs and connecting with them on that level.
Exactly, get to know, exactly.
Yeah. Which it sounds so basic, but it's a non-sales approach to sales.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it leads to conversion, right? It's
for sure.
Yeah, you're getting them.
for sure. Like we just had one open house, got a few offers on it, but there was about 8 other people that, you know, it's not for them. You know, price is too high. You know, they want a driveway, whatever it might be, and you connect on a different scale with them, and you know, it might work out, it might not work out. You never know. But as long as you're there, you know, assisting them and helping them with their needs and wants. You know,
It's not rocket science.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
Yeah. I find like a lot of people overcomplicate it and try like very, very specific sales tactics and like specific verbiage to get them to do something, right? Or to buy when they're not ready. I feel like if you just take a very I don't know if toxic is the right word, but just a like pushy salesy approach, and you just connect with them and help them genuinely see if you're a good fit versus trying to get them to buy something that they aren't really that interested in.
Yeah.
It's more efficient. You know, I see it especially with people in the business that don't have a lot of business, is trying to make their clients fit into a box that isn't really right for them because of desperation. Right, I was trying to think of something more polite to say, but that's really what it is. It's like they're desperate, so it's like, how can I get this person into this specific house because it's all that I have for them? Whereas if you take like an abundance mindset towards it, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm not the right person for this client, or I am, but we can get you another house. It's just a more efficient way of functioning, right? Like as a business person, why spend all that energy trying to push them into something that they don't want, where you just talk to more people and, you know, you get them what they need.
That's exactly it. You got to just talk to more people. You know, every day we call, you know, every morning, 2-3 hours a day, you call people, you know.
Oh, talk to us about that. Give us the details.
Yeah. So 2-3 hours every morning, we call people. So it depends, you know, our buyers, an hour of sellers, just all different types of people, an hour of follow-ups. The more people you talk to, you know, the more you convert. You know, you don't want to seem desperate. You know, if you're seeming desperate, you got to show them that, you know, you don't care, pretty much. You know.
And they can smell it too.
Yeah, they smell it right off you.
Yeah. Especially New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Like their bullshit radar is very, very sharp.
Yeah.
And the very second you give them the slightest inclination that, you know, it's not about them, it's about you, they're out the door. Like you're not getting like a warning saying, okay, Ben, you know, I didn't like the way that you said this. No, what happens is that they won't pick up the next time you call.
Exactly.
They won't respond to your text. So it's like you can't give them any inclination that that's the way that you're operating. And the only real way to do that is to not operate that way.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to call more. I was that way when I first started. When I first started, I was, you know, because I was not doing anything else. And you do have bills and you do have, you know, a lot of things that you have to take care of. But, you know, once I switched my mindset, started operating like that, calling more people, you know, trying to help more people out, that all, you know, went away.
Do the right thing. It's not that complicated. Just do the right thing. Okay, so Josh, talk to us about what you're experiencing. We're in like a transition phase in the business with property prices continuing to increase, yes, at a much slower rate, but they're still going up depending on the area. Okay. Interest rates rising. How are you seeing, we'll do one at a time, start with whichever you prefer. How do you see buyers' behavior changing now as well as sellers?
Yes, okay. So buyers, how they're changing. A good amount of them, you know, are slowing down. There was a lot more buyers, you know, in the market with the lower rates, right? But the buyers have slowed down. They're nervous with the rates. And what I do with all my buyers and, you know, even sellers as well, right off the jump, I set up a buyer consultation, all of them, over Zoom, right? Off the jump, I go over the process with them, right? How the monthly payments are gonna break down, even though that's their job, you know? But I have a little spreadsheet that's pretty accurate. You know,
just gotta throw in a disclaimer. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, man. So, you know, go over how the monthly payments break down, so they see exactly, you know, what their monthly payment is, right? I go over inventory with them so they see exactly, what's available in what neighborhood, all the different price points, right? That's the first part of it. Second thing I do is I let them know what to expect from the jump. Hey, we're in a crazy market, there's still multiple buyers and still multiple offer situations on homes. We might have to go over asking. And like I go through my past deals and I show them, hey, look, this one went over. This one went at asking. This one
So
we were able to negotiate.
You keep it real with them.
I keep it
Yeah,
real.
which a lot don't. So how do most of them react?
Most of them, majority of them are like, okay, we're on board. It still depends on the client's, motivation. That's the most important. Why they're looking to buy.
Yeah.
Are they looking to upsize, downsize? Do they have to move for, work, right? Do they have to, whatever it might be, that's their motivation is the most important thing. You have to find that. And second thing is their financials, right? You got to see how financially secure they are. So, it's always important to meet with a lender up front to know exactly what it is, what it will take for you to buy, right? So where you're at. If you're approved up to, let's just say, 800,000, we might not be looking at homes that are 800,000. We might have to look at homes that are 725.
Yeah, because just they're approved for it doesn't mean they're comfortable with the payments and the financials.
Exactly.
So you're taking that into consideration. This way you're not taking them to something that they're like, yeah, you qualify for 800, which a lot of people are guilty of doing. They see the maximum pre-approval, 1 million, this is a nice commission for me, let's show them this house. Yeah. And lo and behold, the monthly payment is $1,000 a month more than what they're comfortable with.
Exactly.
And then who are they upset at? You.
Yeah. Hey, like you brought me here, I didn't waste my time, but I spent my time coming to see these homes with you. You gave me the hope that we could buy it, and now you're telling me that we have to submit 50,000 over asking price.
Yeah.
So I'm not a bad guy, guys.
Yeah, it's not a good way to do business, but I see it all the time, and it even happens like on the lender side where they promise something or they're not going over something. It's the number one way. This is surprising to a lot of realtors. I would say anywhere from 80 to 90% of my clients already have a pre-approval or two before they come, right? And the reason is because most lenders aren't going over exactly what you just said. They're not going over, the monthly payment at different price points with different taxes. They're not going over the financials, the type of loan, which it takes 2 minutes to do. It's not hard. But
people are lazy, man.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. Or I would say all the loan officers that work here, we love it because our competition is weak in comparison to us. The only, the bad thing is that American consumers deserve so much better. That's a whole other conversation about the barrier to entry in the mortgage business and training and all that. So, okay, so how is the behavior, Josh, of sellers changing then? Because you kind of went over buyers. What are you seeing on their side?
So with sellers, pretty similar. I have a home listed right now. Let's just, I'll give you the example. I have a home listed right now, and the seller believes that he should get the most money as possible. He's like, hey, I put in all this work, spent $300,000 on work. It's worth this much. It's worth this much. And I'm like, yeah, man, but maybe 6 months ago when, interest rates were a little lower, right? And everybody was, the demand was a lot higher. Now, with interest rates rising and prices also high, you have to switch your mindset, right? First open house we had, one person came.
Nice.
One person came. And I told him from the jump.
Sign.
You know what I mean? I told him from the jump, hey, you're listening too high. I gave him 3 price points, right? 3 price points to list your home is below market, at market value, or over market value. When you want to keep it below to market value, doing it at market value is the best way to do it because people can see, it's all public knowledge.
But if it's in between, it gives them a little, kind of dangles the carrot there that they can snag a deal.
Yeah.
So do you find it drives more traffic if it's just under market value?
Exactly. So just under market value is that sweet spot, because, when people search criteria, right? If it's priced too high, some people might not be able to afford that if you're pricing it over higher. So let's just say, they're pre-approvals for 1.2 million, and you're listing a home at 1.3, but that house is worth 1.15 or 1.2. Those people that are pre-approved for 1.2 are not gonna be able to see it because they're not gonna put the criteria for higher, right?
Silly.
So
yeah.
you want to get as most visibility.
Most people don't even think about that, just like basic search criteria.
Yeah, exactly. So your goal is to get the most visibility as possible, right?
And then it sells itself.
Sells itself.
Yeah,
But
the market never lies.
Yeah.
I like to say, like, the market always will teach you a lesson, right? If they don't want to listen to us, the market will teach them. So it's like, I even see it on the buyer side too. It's like you were saying before, how you prep them for what's actually going on. I come across, not that it's my job, but sometimes they ask us, like, what should I go in? We always say consult with your realtor, but they're like, I want to hear from a lender's perspective, what's going on. And I tell them straight up, the vast majority of deals that are getting accepted, you're waiving appraisal contingencies, you're waiving inspections, you're going over asking. We're always saying we don't recommend you do any of this. It's just the reality of the market.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't want to listen, they'll lowball, and then unfortunately it becomes an I told you so situation. But then the issue is because they're embarrassed that we were right, they end up going somewhere else because they don't want to deal with the embarrassment that Ben, Josh told them, this is exactly what we said would transpire.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, man.
Special guest.
So I just try to prepare everybody, let them know up front what it's going to be, what it's going to take to buy this home, what it's going to take to sell this home, right? Yeah, man, it's pretty much it. And we lowered the price, and we already have people calling.
Boom.
On that house. So
cash offers incoming. Okay, man. So what do you see the market going over the next 6 months to a year? And don't worry, I'm not going to hold you to it because it could go. I'll give my thoughts after, but
okay.
Yeah.
6 months to a year. In certain neighborhoods, I don't see prices coming down. I see appreciation still standing strong. Still gonna have offers going over asking price. In some areas, I already seen it slow down. Right, I seen on one of the last deals I had, I was able to negotiate 40 grand. So it's a mixture of both.
40 grand off?
40 grand less than asking price.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that was good. Buyer was happy on that.
You should keep that quiet. You're going to give everyone hope. Now everyone's going to lowball, man.
Hey, no, doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
Most of them are at asking or over. So you get those. It depends in certain areas. With interest rates, not too sure. You would probably be the better person to answer that. Hopefully, they don't go up that much higher. I see you going up a little more. Hopefully, it slows down a little bit.
Yeah, I think that rates will go up maybe a little bit more over the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Because there isn't really, I don't have data or logic to really back that up. Well, here's my logic, is think about how much money they printed, right? I think it's 80% of the money supply was printed in the past 2 years.
Wow.
So in order to counteract that, rates really need to go up.
Yeah. Because
it's just everywhere, everyone's swimming in the dough. So I don't know if they're going to go past 10, but right now, today they're somewhere in the 5s. A week ago, they were in the low 6s. They improved a little bit.
Nice.
I think they could potentially go to the high 6s, maybe even the low 7s, but it will be short-lived if it happens. And then they're saying that we're currently in, or we're going to officially be in a recession by the end of this quarter, which is soon. And then rates will come down, but we won't see the effects from it for, I don't know, maybe 3 to 6 months. So long story short, we think rates are going to end up coming down, but probably not until the end or the beginning of next year.
Okay.
And that's when everyone who's bought a house over the past 3 months and is going to continue to buy, they're all going to refinance and get a lower rate. The only thing that they have to hope, and I think this will happen, is that appreciation will continue or stay steady, because we still have a supply issue. Even though demand has dropped, there's still tremendous demand in comparison to supply.
Yeah. Problem with that is, a lot of sellers don't want to sell right now. You know what I mean? They're like, all right, I'm going to sell my house right now where I had a 2%, 3% interest rate.
Great point.
I'm going to sell my house right now. I have to buy something else, right? But if interest rates are, 6%, that's their mindset. Now they're getting nervous.
Which is just going to make the inventory issue even worse. It's a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shoot.
Bro, they got you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year.
Yeah.
For sure. So, okay, what about, are you seeing, Josh, like a lot of new people come into the business, people that are struggling, that do, or that are even doing well? Because what I predict as well is that we're going to see a mass exodus, both from the real estate side and the mortgage side. You're already seeing it. There's layoffs everywhere. I think Chase just laid off like 5,000 people.
Wow.
Wells Fargo laid off, 3,000, something like that. As well as multiple other companies. So are you seeing, because obviously other people in the business, are you seeing them, like, are they worried? Are they thinking about finding jobs elsewhere? Are you seeing any of that? Because I'm seeing that on the mortgage side.
Yeah. On the realtor side, yeah, I mean, to start off, it's not a part-time gig, man.
Yeah.
You cannot do this part-time, especially with like this market that we're in right now. You have to move really, really quick and be on top of everything. So if you're doing this part-time, not to say that you can't, because there probably are people that are doing it part-time and, doing okay. But if you want to actually succeed in this business, you cannot do it part-time. It's a full-time job.
I 100% agree. 100%. I mean, there are people that have, I wouldn't say success, but they do okay, or they're comfortable with it because they have another job. But you're doing your clients a disservice if, like you just said, the market moves so quickly and you don't get an offer in because you can't get out of your job for 4 or 5 hours. And now your client's lost the deal.
Exactly that. You literally have to be on top of everything at all times. So, that's the first thing, right? Part-timers. Second thing, if you're not on social.
Oh, yeah. Talk to us about social. What's working for you? What's not?
Yeah, social is big. If you're not on social, you kind of don't exist these days, man. You have to be showing your face. You have to be showing that you're present. You have to be showing that, you're out there doing your thing, helping your clients.
What's working for you on social?
So I'm a little bit all over. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Facebook.
Okay, everywhere.
So I'm everywhere. I'm also on other internet, other Google places, but yeah, you gotta be everywhere. My best one is probably Instagram. So with the reels, right? Reels, that's the big thing.
Yeah, and you're consistent too.
Yeah, I want to be more consistent, but I'm pretty consistent. I'm seeing definitely progress from when I first started. I was scared to be in front of the camera when I first started. 2 years ago, I was terrified. If you go down my Instagram, you look at the first 2 videos that I made, you'll see the difference. But you just have to do it. It's important.
You have to show your face.
You have to show your face.
It's just how people become comfortable with you. The way I like to describe social media, it's just a way of staying top of mind with your sphere. And we don't need 1 million followers to be successful, right? Because for us, it's a way of generating business in real life as opposed to, closing a sale through a funnel or something and selling a specific product.
Yeah.
Right. So it's simple. It's just staying in front of everyone, demonstrating value, and you've got to do it consistently and for at least, I'd say, 3 to 6 months, because if they see that you did a couple posts and then you went away, that's not a good sign either. You don't take your business seriously. You have to keep posting. I don't even think that the content itself is as important as people think. I think people overthink what to post. If you literally just posting, hey, my name's Josh, I'm a realtor, I specialize this area, and these type of homes, call me if you need me, is better than nothing, right? Some people will do nothing as opposed to just something as basic as that. I'm not saying that that's the type of content you want to post every day, but some people don't even start with that, man. They just do nothing.
Yeah, do something. And what I don't like personally, I don't like looking on someone's Instagram and just seeing people's wins.
Yeah.
You know, that throws me off. It's boring to look at.
Guilty. Yeah.
You know, but you don't just post the wins.
Yeah, I mix it up too. I do educational stuff too. That's true.
I post wins also. I post myself also, but you gotta mix it up. If you just look at somebody's Instagram and it's just straight, you know, it's boring to look at, man.
Yeah. And it's a highlight reel. We all show the positive stuff, but you also have like people who kind of like fake humility or fake negative things. Like they'll get on and tell this story about how they like mess something up, and they'll over exaggerate it to make themselves appear more humble and relatable.
Yeah.
But you can sense that too.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say, I don't know, hypothetically, this did not happen, but say hypothetically I messed up a file with some income or something, and then I'm like, I get on camera, I'm like, oh, I felt so bad, you know, I didn't do my job, and the consumer, and I tried to do the right thing, and I just hope I can be forgiven. Like, that smells like BS. Like, people, you know, like typically you handle that privately, and you know, you could make a video saying, hey, I'm human, I make mistakes, things happen, and you move on. So I see the other side of that equation, but I feel like it happens in cycles because different things trend on social at different times for different reasons. But your point is to basically not just post your wins, post everything educational, some losses within reason, of course.
Yeah, I did that 2 videos. It's pretty much what you just said, but I did it, but it's actually truths. It's actually truth if you go look at my stuff.
Yeah, you weren't exaggerating for the sake of it.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, I was turning that into, you know, knowledge, you know, for them to learn something out of. You know, I'm trying different things out right now. So, you know, long form, short form, you know, the little quick 3 to 5 second ones also I've been trying. So, you know, just seeing what works, what doesn't work. And you gotta mix it up, man. You gotta mix everything up.
Okay.
Because with those reels, right, when you make phone calls, let's just say, how many people can you talk to in a day? 10, 15, you know, conversations a day. With those short form reels, you're getting 3,000, 4,000, 7,000 views, more exposure. So it's important.
Yeah, that was me doing a trench coat, by the way. I'm glad you didn't tie the image, though I had to do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So anything else, Josh, that you would like to cover, that you would like the people to know, whether they're, you know, buyers, sellers, realtors in the business? What's your general advice for the people today?
For realtors, you know why you're doing this, right? Write your goals down, see where you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years.
Most people don't even do that, man.
Yeah. Got John in my ass, you know. You know, that's another thing. If you're just starting out, you want to get a mentor. Mentor is very important, someone that's going to be on top of you, guiding you. So, you know, you're going to make mistakes one way or another, even if you have a mentor, but you're not going to make all the mistakes, right? You'll be well prepared. So just mentor, you know your why, and be consistent. You know, that's another thing. Now for buyers and sellers, for buyers, you know, same thing, you know, have a motivation, right? Know your finances, be prepared from the jump. So even if you're not buying this week or this month, right? If you're thinking about buying in 6 months, in 1 year, get prepared up front. You know, meet with a local realtor or, you know, any realtor that knows the area, that knows the process, that knows what it's going to take to buy a home, right? Meet with them so you see what it's going to take. So when you are ready in 6 to 12 months, you're well ahead of the game. And for sellers, I know you want the most amount of money for your house. You know, I know it's an emotional thing, right? You spent a lot of money on it, right? But you gotta be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Real.
You gotta be real.
Realistic. You know, the market's the market.
Exactly. You don't want to have your home listed for 6 months at a super high price. It just sits there, and people can see that it's been sitting there for 6 months, and you're not going to end up getting that in the long run.
It's good advice. Will people actually listen? We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah. All right. So, Josh, where can the people find you? Instagram, Cell, what's best for you?
So, all over. So, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, on the internet.
What are your handles for IG?
My handle is Josh Kellerman _. That's everywhere.
Perfect. Okay, man. Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me, man. Have a lot of fun. All right, brother.
Thanks, man. Peace.
Peace.